Hello guys, it's me Zane, and well, here's another shitty content on this channel. Here's another tutorial-ish video for you. So I came up with this video idea, but actually if you use your common sense, it's pretty logical. But anyways, today we're gonna talk about how to make your orchid flower spikes beautiful and not a fucking mess. And by that I mean, look at this spike. I know it's not like a lot of flowers, because like 2 years ago this bitch thought to bloom out her heart and it had a really beautiful spike, and then it got really stressed because of that spike and it skipped a year, and right now it's still recovering, but you know, it was able to grow this spike. Actually I'm so pleased. Oh my god, boy, look at that. It's beautifully arranged. The flowers are really beautifully like after each other. They are facing the same direction. If you look at it from like the front part or whatever, it looks still beautiful. It looks beautiful from the side, and this is just a f***ing gorgeous spike. Now this was the beautiful one. Here comes the ugly one. Look at this damn mess. What are you doing? What is this? Do you remember this guy? This is my Oncidium pupuca sunset, and actually this Oncidium has two varieties, and one of them is this one, the yellow flowers with white lips, and the other variety is like the same, but the lips contain a pinkish sort of reddish something orangish color also. I prefer this one, and this is my Confessions of an Orchaholic video. Watch it because it was funny back then, but right now I'm way more funnier. So watch my other new videos. Here we have this spike arching beautifully, and then this big mess on the end of the spike. What the f? I mean, what is this? I don't know what was this orchid thinking when it was like arranging itself, but it was clearly not thinking about aesthetics. Zane, go and f yourself. I'm not gonna be like beautiful for you. But still, it makes up with the smell. Yeah, right now I'm gonna talk about the smell because it's amazing. I knew that this Oncidium, the Pupuca Sunset, is actually fragrant, and I was waiting for smelling this one for so long because last time when I purchased it, it was stressed, it was already fading away, so the fragrance didn't come through, and I was really curious about the fragrance because other people on the internet who are trustworthy and also not so trustworthy, well, they said it has a sweet smell. It's true, kind of, but not really, because you know, there is the classical Nelly Eyler smell. It has this citrusy but plasticky smell, and I don't know why I'm sitting so close to the camera. There is that base fragrance to that plasticky smell. This one has that same citrusy but very plasticky smell. It's a bit different than Nelly Eyler. It's not so citrusy, a bit more sweet, but it really reminds me of the Nelly Eyler smell. The fragrance is actually not so burnt like the Nelly Eyler. I love it because it's sweet but citrusy at the same time, and I had like 3 Nelly Eylers in my lifetime, and all of them died because I'm just a professional orchid grower. You know, so I miss that fragrance, and it kind of reminds me starting the hobby. It like reminds me of those good memories, good old, let's say, memories. But back to the topic. This spike is just ugly. I have no words. All of these flowers are facing somewhere else. All of them, it's just a bunch of mess on the end of the spike. When it grows the spike, first it grows branches, and at the end it's rather a triangular shape, let's say, of flowers, because the first branches are longer, then they are shorter and shorter, and then there are no branches, only the flowers. So it's kind of this spiked shape to the flower spike. But since this was stressed, it's a tiny flower spike and it's ugly. I cannot stop raging about this because it's just a mess. Oops, something fell off. I hope it wasn't a Polinia piece or something, because that flower will wilt in that case. I have a flower mutation also going on here on one of the flowers. The last flowers are still just buds, so they are opening right now. But actually the smell makes up for it. I love it. Okay, that was just too much. let's talk about what's in the title. On Orchids, actually, you can get really beautiful displays and really ugly displays. I'm just gonna go here with my way of thinking and how I do my orchid things. Usually I don't stick orchids because I like the spikes to be pendant. But keep in mind that this won't apply to like all of the orchids, because in the orchid world we have quite the variety, and by that I mean we have just really short spikes and stuff like that who cannot be trained or cannot be displayed very well if they are really short. Some orchids look good in bloom only when it's a specimen size. The orchid is actually full of flowers. So keep in your mind that this, what I say here, won't apply to all the orchids out there, but I think it's really logical if you use your common f***ing sense. People, you are not stupid, okay? I'm so angry right now. Really, I'm just so f***ing angry. I smelled this oncidium too much and right now I don't feel that. Maybe it's poisonous. Okay, not that's just stupid. So how do you get these beautiful displays instead of these messy flower spikes? Everything boils down to light and the light source. And this is pretty logical because orchids are growing their spikes. In most cases, they are growing their spikes towards the light and towards the light source, because in the light source, the spike will be more visible for the pollinators. So if you're any orchid which is blooming with longer spikes and has the possibility to look great with a long pendant spike, just use your common sense, people, okay? So if your orchid is actually growing a spike, you don't want to move it around. If a spike starts to grow, keep it on that place and don't turn it around, because if the spike will think that is growing towards the light, but then you turn on it, it will be confused and the spike will be just fucking ugly because there's gonna be a fucking curve on it. Don't turn around your plant like every week or something. I mean, I never turn around my plants. For example, one of these orchids doesn't even get turned around because I want them to look this like leaning to one side, because that's how they naturally grow. If your orchid is growing a spike, keep that spike, keep that orchid in the same position, facing the same direction, and while the spike will grow towards the light. And this is how you get this look, and this is how you get this even look and stuff like that. If you will turn it around, every bud will face in like some other direction and it will be such a mess. For example, like in this case. This is not my fault, this is the orchid's fault. When this spike was growing, it was facing the light source like all the time. I did not turn it around or something. This is because it's a rather tiny spike for this type of oncidium. I did my best to get a beautiful spike, but no. Well, this, what I'm talking about here, is kind of training a flower spike. Training a flower spike can be done with stakes also, and I have a video about that too, and if you're curious about that, check the info card out, or actually the video in the info card out. But it's sort of a training, but you are training this with the help of the light. A natural source of light or whatever, an artificial source of light is good as well. But if you have an orchid, for example, which creates really tiny spikes, for example, Phalaenopsis ballinas will create really tiny, short spikes. The flowers will still actually face the light source, but Phalaenopsis ballinas won't ever look like this because they don't have like these huge spikes. After some time they can have, because they grow like that, they work like that, and they rebloom like every year or something. In the case of like complex hybrid Phalaenopsis orchids and these hybrid oncidiums or whatever, this trick can actually make you to have a beautiful flower spike. Okay, so I think this is a rather shorter video right now, but this is because this week is just crazy. I'm traveling away for the Dresden show on Thursday, and it's already Tuesday right now when I'm filming this video, and I have lots of stuffs to do. I have quite a good amount of chores to do before I leave, so I'm in a hurry, like all day long. It's a whole lot of logistics going on here. Oh my god, the comparative screen of mine is a popular idea, I guess. Okay, so this is my video for today, and it was pretty fucky, I know. Whatever, I'm just feeling myself. I'm feeling up. If you like this video, click on the like button. If you didn't like it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, don't forget to click on the bell button, don't forget to subscribe to my other channel, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And all these instructions, oh my god. See you next time. Bye guys! And soon I'll be back with my Dresden trip video. My excitement is just too much.